What is the gradient? Of all the questions in this world, this is one we must answer. Say you have a multi-dimensional function, f, with many variables, x, y, z, maybe epsilon, delta, anything you could imagine. Now, we want to determine in what direction, what changes to these variables would increase in the fastest development in f, because we want the biggest f possible. Now, the gradient. This is a vector. Its direction and magnitude, and it will solve this for us. That is what the gradient is.
Yeah, that was too intense. Say that you have a function in 3 dimensions. You can imagine this as a mountain. So if you pick a point, then the gradient represents both the magnitude and direction of the steepest descent up the mountain. Consider the function z.
To calculate the gradient, we must calculate the partial derivatives in respect to all the variables. Since it's only 3 dimensions, we only need to do the partial derivative due to x and the partial derivative due to y.
To find the partial derivative with respect to x, we can treat y as a constant. Presto!
And now to do y,
now the gradient is a vector in terms of x and y. Ammon, give me a point. Thanks, Ammon. So, for our gradient at the point 2, 2, we get -4, -4.
And that's how you find the gradient.
Alright, for our first problem, guys, we're going to have you evaluate the function z equals to 5 e to the power x plus sine y. Please find the gradient at point 3, -5. Solve on your devices now.
So, assuming that y is a constant, the partial derivative with respect to x is equal to 5 times e to the x, which is equal to 5 times e to the 3rd power. And assuming that x is a constant, then the partial derivative with respect to y is equal to cosine of y, because the derivative of sine is cosine. And plugging in the point -5, we get cosine of -5.
Alright, so here's our gradient at this point, but a vector has direction, but it also has magnitude. Now the magnitude kind of is proportional to the slope in this situation. So in order to find the magnitude of a vector, you will be able to do this. So magnitude is going to be equal to the square root of the squares. And that should give you the magnitude, which is this. Alright, now in this case, it's pretty similar to one of our terms because one of the other terms is pretty small. But you get the picture. This will become important in our next question. This is the vector we solve for. It is in the direction of steepest ascent. But what if you're skiing down the mountain and you want the vector of steepest descent? It's pretty easy to find out. All you have to do is multiply each term by -1. There you go. Now we have a vector going this way.
This is Slope Dude. Slope Dude likes to snowboard. He's always looking for those nice negatives. Slope Dude has come to his favorite mountain, which is modeled by this equation.
Slope Dude has chosen 3 points. Slope Dude likes going fast. Which of these points has the steepest descent? If you picked B, you got it wrong. It was C. Good job for you who got C.
It's time for the
Bonus question. Tiancum is a descendant of Slope Dude. He wants to build a flat platform on the hill for an exciting jump. He wants to put it at the point 3, -4. His longest piece of plywood is 5 feet long, which he will use as the platform, and then he'll compact some snow to put on the jump. Now, what length should he cut his vertical 2x4s in order to make his platform truly flat? If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe and donate to my Patreon page.